Hi, my name is Galina Volgach. I'm CEO and founder of real estate company in Dubai, YOLO, which stands for You Only Live Once. And we work with bulk investors upon their commercial properties, plots, and trophy assets. As you all know, Dubai real estate agent becomes very popular as the profession, especially in Dubai real estate market, since the market is booming for the last 3-4 years. So one of the most frequently asked questions that I received in my DMs and I received from the people I know is how to become a real estate agent in Dubai. And today I'm making this video to guide you through the essentials in this profession, what's needed to become an efficient real estate agent to achieve some nice goals, and what companies are there in the market, what's the difference between the companies, what is the commission that you can earn, and how to start your career in this amazing field. If you want to understand what company to start with and what is the difference between different agencies, I would roughly divide all the agencies into two large groups. One group is the agencies that specialize on secondary market. The second big group of the agencies are those that specialize on off-plan properties, which is the primary market. They work directly from the developer. Another big qualification divides the agencies into huge companies, the corporates that do full cycle, they do all kind of services, and the smaller boutique agencies. They usually consist of several people, very few, up to 10, 15 people, and usually they specialize on some specific type of the properties or some specific service. How do secondary agencies work? Let me just guide you a little bit through this part. So secondary agencies is the agencies that specialize on working with secondary market, which is the ready property, and they deal with individuals. Even if the buyer buys the property from the seller and the property is under construction, so it's not ready yet, it's considered to be the secondary deal here in Dubai real estate market. If we speak about primary property, about buying something directly from the developer on the launch, on the very start of the construction process, we speak about off-plan market. So what are the main requirements for the candidates, especially including and keeping in mind this difference between secondary and off-plan markets? First of all, every single real estate agent, he should have very strong communicational skills, and he should be able to make friends easily with anyone he sees. So this is number one, and this is the main, I would say, in this profession. The second one is the ability to handle lots and lots of stress. Our profession is very stressful. You always meet very different people, especially here in Dubai. You come across different nationalities, different religion, different cultures, and you need to balance among all these people, understanding and finding the right approach to each and every one. Also, you need to have a very strong memory, especially if we speak about off-plan property, because you deal with a lot of data and a huge piece of information. You need to remember all the projects, the name of the developers, the sizes, the views, the floors, floor plans, prices, payment plans, service charges, handover dates. So anytime you speak to the client, you're not looking for this information from somewhere, you just have that in your mind and you can remember and compare the projects, compare the prices per square foot in each and every area. So I would say that for real estate agent in off-plan market, this is something very crucial. If we speak about secondary market, the most important thing is the way you look and the way you speak. Because on secondary market, your job is to do a lot of viewings. So you do the showings of apartments, you show people the villas or commercial properties. So in this specific field, you need to look good, you need to speak good, you need to look very neat and clean, and you need to make a good impression on your clients, because most of the cases, if you don't look like that, clients don't even look the property that you're offering, even if the property suits their needs. And also another thing to mention is the ability of the agent to work with the numbers. I would say this is mostly important for off-plan agents because they do deal with a lot of sets of information and data sets. They need to calculate ROIs, return on investment, capital appreciation, so they are more into the numbers comparing to secondary agents. But still, even the secondary agents, if they don't know the numbers, if they don't know the transactions, the last day transactions, or how the data is being changed during the period of time, they cannot compare the areas and the average price per square foot. It will be harder for them to be professional and to look professional in the eyes of the clients. And the last but not least is very important for both secondary and off-plan agents, is working attentively and very carefully with the documents. Because since you are a company that transaction, it should be all on place, on time, without missing any documents. The checks should be there, title deeds, passports, all the package of the documents. So this is a very, very important part. So you should not make any mistakes in the documents. Another thing that it's worth mentioning, that the profession of Dubai real estate broker is commission-based only. This is a very important thing to keep in mind for those who want to join this market, especially for those who are trying to move to Dubai from other countries. You only have the commission here. You don't have any salary. You don't have any stable amount of money that comes every month. The more you sell, the more you gain. So this is about it. So if you decide to move to Dubai, or it's your first place of job, or this is your first time you are joining this profession, you just need to have some savings for the first 3-4 months, preferably, not to feel too much discomfort, because you need some time to get into the profession, to gain some connections, to make a network, to gather some properties that you're going to sell. So it takes time. Even if you're the best broker ever, if you're a best negotiator, you have a great and excellent experience in sales in general, and you can make it like this, still you need to have some time to get into the process. And if you ask me, what's the easier way to start your career? I would definitely recommend you starting with rental, because rental means cash flow right away the first day you close the deal. Rental deals are easier to close, and it doesn't require from you to know too many things to make the deal done. It doesn't take that much time, and you don't have to know all the rare requirements in and out. So I definitely recommend you to pay your attention on the rental market. Now, the main question that bothers everyone and everyone is very curious about is, how much money can I make as a real estate agent in Dubai? So there is no common rule for everyone. One agent can make 10,000 per month in dirhams, 10,000 dirhams. Another one can close huge deals, mansions, buildings, plots, and gain 500,000, 1 million dirhams as the commission. I mean, there is no limit, which is great about this profession. It's only limited by the way you're thinking, by your professional and communicational skills, by your experience, by the way you're handling people, and your hard work, of course. So the harder you work, the more effort you make, the more persistent you are in your job, the more results you will gain. But in average, if we speak about very good professional agent that is closing his second, third deal, I would say that the average amount of money, which is normal for the good agent, would be in between 20,000 up to 40, 50,000 dirhams per month, which makes it $10,000 plus $10,000–15,000. So this is the average for the good, strong agent in the market. And of course, you need some time to gain this experience and to reach this level. If we speak about commission split and the amount of the commissions, let me guide you through this a little bit more. So for secondary market, most of the times the commission split between the broker and the company is 50-50 share. So you gain a total commission from the sales and you divide it equally between you and your company. In off-plan companies, this percentage can be different. So it can be 60-40 share or 65-35 or 70-30, depending on who is providing you the lead. If the company is providing you the lead for selling, it will be bigger percentage to the company, less percentage to yourself. If it is your own investors or your friends or the friends of your friends, so you brought the lead into the company, you gain more, the company gets less. But it depends on the company and on the specific property you're working at and on the specific market or the area. So there is no one general rule for everyone. Now, if you ask me how much money can you make from every single deal, what is the total commission? I will tell you that there is a difference between rental and sales deals. In sales deals in secondary market, we mostly get paid from the buyer, which is 2% as an average rule. Sometimes we manage to get extra percentage from the seller if we make the seller happy. It can be 5–3%, or it can be some amount of money you and the seller discuss upfront. In off-plan sales, the percentage is higher. So from every deal you close, you receive usually from the developer between 5, sometimes 4, up to 7%. So in this case, not the buyer pays you commission, but the developer does, and the developer is interested for you to close as many deals as possible. So it might seem that you become richer in off-plan market than in secondary, and it's easier to close because you don't have so many people involved in the deal. But the reality is that it's very hard to compare only in one of these criteria as the amount of commission, because in secondary market you get immediately your money from the company or from the deal, versus in off-plan it can take forever. And I mean it, forever. So some developers, they do pay too long, from 2-3 months up to half a year, sometimes even more than 1 year. So sometimes it's a little bit, kind of struggle to get this amount from the developer, even though you closed the deal long time ago. So using this only one criteria as the amount of commission, it's very hard to take the decision what you want to do, secondary and off-plan. I mean, there is advantages and disadvantages in both of those companies. So if we speak about commission on rental, here it varies a lot depending on the type of property you're selling. If we speak about residential properties such as apartments, townhouses, villas, you make 5% of annual rent, not less than 5,000 dirhams. If we speak about a commercial property, here the percentage is higher, which is 10%, and this can be compared to the smaller sales deal, which is very nice, and that's why I love commercial a lot, because the percentage you gain is higher. Also, the same way as sales in secondary market, you can charge your landlord also. So in some cases, if you make your landlord happy, you can ask for the commission from his side as well. So that's a lot of agents do, but only if you make everyone happy and you do your job extremely well. Okay, the next question I want to touch is when to start looking for the job, while you are abroad in your home country or when you come to Dubai and you already move here. There is no one general answer to that. I would definitely recommend you start looking for the job while you are still in your home country, because it's more safe, and move when you already find something. So you can start with sending your CVs, applying in LinkedIn, in Instagram, looking for specific companies you want to join according to the reviews or according to the information you search in social media. So this is number one way of doing this. But at the same time, I need to say something very important about Dubai real estate market in specific, because in Dubai real estate market, some companies that I've noticed, they don't really check emails, or they have too many emails, they receive too many messages and too many CVs. So in Dubai, as it was, for example, in my home country in Russia many years ago, you can just walk in. So you just can make the door knocking. Basically, you come to Dubai and you start knocking every door and come into the company and bringing your CV in paper as it is. And I've noticed that this is a very effective way of finding the job here in Dubai. And I want to share one story that I have with a friend of mine who moved to Dubai from Belarus, and he just walked into the company. It's one of top 10 agencies in Dubai in secondary market, and he just brought his CV and submitted it to the admin, because previously, even when he was still back home in Belarus, he kept sending them CVs and emails, and they never ever replied. So this can be one of the most efficient way to find a job here. If we speak about some specific requirements, do I need to know something in terms of the legal field, in terms of some regulations? The answer is yes, we certainly do need to know some specific regulations and rules. And we have here the special agency that is called RERA, Real Estate Regulation Agency, that has an amount of rules, and it has a book that every single real estate agent needs to know. And then after you learn everything that is inside this book, you pass the RERA test and you get the broker license. Without this license, you are not allowed to work legally as the real estate agents here in Dubai, so only licensed real estate agents are allowed. So before starting looking for the job, these are the questions I would recommend you to find the answers to and to ask yourself. Question number one is why this company should hire you. Dubai real estate market is extremely competitive. There is more than 7,000 agencies in the market and more than 50,000 agents, both with RERA and without RERA, licensed and not licensed. So the market is extremely aggressive and hot and red and too competitive to succeed. So you need to be sure about yourself, about your skills, what so special you can offer to your future employer, and what can differ you from all these agents in the market in front of your clients, buyers, or sellers. The second question is how to pass the interview. What the question I will be asked. What are the things that I need to know and how to prepare to the interview properly. There is plenty of information on the internet today. There's plenty of information on YouTube. You can learn these videos, you can learn reels, you can ask your friends. So information is everywhere. But if you are not prepared properly to the interview, there is really low chances to pass the interview very well. And the third question I would recommend you to think of is, what is my story? So everyone loves stories. Of course, as real estate professionals, we also sell by stories. We sell the property to the clients, telling them a lot of stories. And the same thing you can make with your interviewer and with your future employer. Just think of something amazing or something so special about you that you can tell them. What is your career? What was your challenges? What's your achievements? What's your big dreams, big goals? This also can really identify you as a very, very confident and very motivated candidate and can differ you from all the other agents in the market. And the last thing I want to speak about today is what's the main difference between larger companies that consist of 500 people, 600 people, 1,000 people, 2,000 people. We have those agencies here in the market, and how they are different from those that are smaller companies, boutique companies consisting of only 5, 7, 10 agents. What's the main difference and how to choose which company you want to join. On one hand, the main advantage of the huge company is, of course, the strong brand. So if you say, I'm working in this specific company, you have the PIN, you have the name, everyone knows this company, all developers know this, all sellers, all buyers. This can make your position stronger when you just start. Also, you have a very, very strong education, usually in these huge companies, and nice trainings. You have experts around, you have a lot of mentors you can learn from, so it makes it easier to start your career with a huge company. On the other hand, the smaller companies, they are more flexible, they are more client-centric, they are more people-centric, they are always involved in your problem, in your life situation, you are in one touch from your general manager or from your line manager. It's not that you have so many papers, it's not that you are writing emails to reach someone and to ask some question and you don't follow the instruction. You just implement your own reality. You can change the reality you work in. You can implement your ideas. You can speak to your manager directly, discuss any problem, any situation. And it makes it more closely and more intimate in terms of the atmosphere inside of the company. So if we speak about my company, YOLO, we are developing as the boutique company. So we took this model and we chose this model to be a smaller company. We are very, very people-oriented. We hear each other. We implement a lot of ideas. And basically, in these companies, you can become anyone. So you can start from any smaller position and grow to any manager position, team leader, whoever, because there is no limits and there is a lot of opportunities in these companies. At the moment, we are hiring to YOLO. We are looking for strong professionals, for those who want to develop their skills as real estate brokers, for strong salespeople, who can communicate with the clients, who can handle the negotiation process, and we will be happy to see each and every one of you who is determined to become a strong real estate agent in Dubai real estate market. If you have any questions, please write me in comments below. If you want to submit your CV, please also write me the message. Find my Instagram, Dubai Creek Girl, and I will be more than happy to welcome you to this amazing world of Dubai real estate. See you.